Hello, my healers. It's time for you to let go of anything and anyone and everything that's standing in the way of you living your life, your gift, and your purpose. This is happening in your first house of self, and wants to understand for you is that life is difficult enough without sticking to thoughts, patterns, or even people who make it more challenging than it actually needs to be. You may now recognize your own traits that you'd like to change or even insecurities you'd like to address. But what you don't need is somebody shaming you, blaming you for having them in the first place. What you need is somebody, someone who can assist you to work on through them. So it's time for you to notice when to let go of those who can't or just don't or won't even support you. So the full moon is kind of occurring in your sign. It's offering a reset button, releasing what keeps you from becoming anew.
Inshallah and Ashe. Blessings to you, my energetic beings. Super excited to be here on a full moon, talented Tuesday. So did you create or go to your spiritual altar in your shrine, like in the other world? Just checking in while we're waiting for people to hop on, join us for the live show or tune in, listen to the replay. Really taking a breath and a pause and just climbing in your body, being embodied and just opening up to the divine pathway. The Virgo full moon is choreographing with the universe, God, source, etc., the great spirit. They all kind of feel different when you say them out loud. Have you noticed that? However, this warm moon and Saturn moving into the season of Pisces, being in the sacred, the silent lucidity, a spiritual turning point, an acumen. It might even feel like a facade. So it's where our spiritual heart and our intuitive gifts open up to the divine choreography, the divine, otherworldly, infinite, inspirited possibilities that God universe has really opened that door. It's offering us a moment to walk through the door or just stand in our essence. The door is opened. So are you going to walk in or stay on the other side? So this is an opportunity of allowing us to be embodied, becoming a vessel of pure divine absolute expression. Our spiritual gifts and purpose, intuitive and psychic abilities are literally shining light. They are shining through, shining light on our journey, our pathway into our day-to-day life, into our reality. So where is the divine shining light for you? So are you ready to release the past, the memo, placing it upon the divine altar, that universal shrine, and embrace a future, really taking it up a notch? It really is divine timing. So with that, welcome to the Daily Snippet. Once again, I am your host. I'm a practicing holistic shaman medium, an otherworldly life coach, and a subtle energetic surgeon, and a reflector by design. I've known that for quite some time, by the way. I do go by the term holistic shaman medium, which is just a choreography, merging them all together. My intention is to utilize the indigenous technologies along with the elemental realms, the imaginal, into our original divine blueprint to navigate our soul's harmonic through these realms, which is actually online, along with some other special centers. So into these realms, these dimensions, portals, gateways, the cosmos, and really a lot more, with offerings, prescriptions, ritual, if you've had a divination from me, the otherworldly kind, to really add to the juice to your main stage container. The origins, rituals are the origins. They really are food for our soul, along with our personal medicine, our prime directive, our gift and purpose, so that our light shines even brighter. And with that, my name is Tonya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. And if you have yet to subscribe to my channels, please do. YouTube or otherwise, I've got a few. Tonya D on YouTube, where you're probably tuning in. And Musing with Tonya D, my podcast. It's a divine connection day today. The crown is online double time today, especially during the season of Pisces. So it really is as if the divine universe is opening a door to a grand design, possibly fated, a destiny to choreograph heartfelt acceptance, accessing faith, whatever that is for each and every one of us, beyond our daily spiritual acumen. Our prophetic vision center is open, doing like a double dash, if you will, of ingredients, and the angelic being Sandalphon, like seriously, maybe like tuning in today, sending us a song, or Metatron even. We've got two two choreographies going on with the Virgo moon, Metatron does come in. So let's give a shout out as well to the new peeps that are entering the village, the community, a validation of voice and acknowledgement. I always like to do that to our new and listeners, new friends and guests that have arrived to my show. New subscribers, I just like to give a thank you. And also, of course, those of you that do tune in to me daily or after tuning into the replay, it really does take a village, a tribe, a community, and gratitude and blessings to you and for you. I'm sharing that out there. And of course, those of you that do tune into the replay. And if you don't mind hitting the bell button, sharing, of course, and along with the white rabbit, that's what I call the white button, due to a vision, a dream I had. Comment, of course, if you feel you're in need of a message. And just sharing is just another way of paying life forward, a gratitude and blessing, just holding those streams. You, of course, could find me on other social channels, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, but YouTube kind of is my main choreography here and my private groups. Just remember that I am your otherworldly shamanic reflecting assistant. You truly are your own healer, but sometimes we do need an otherworldly life coach assistant, myself included, by the way, to get us out of our own magical way. And we are in it today. The daily snippet, what is this all about? The cosmic insights, the planets, and by design, human design, I follow the lunar energies of the moon. That's why I do the musing with the musing moon meditation every month, is because I follow the seasons and the gates of the moon. Along with the elementals, the four pillars, I find that they have their own choreography. They're great to tune into and find out which elemental is useful to ground into for each and every one of us. The earth sometimes is not always the necessary ingredient to ground into, and bringing in other elementals to choreograph our structure to bring it into balance is often a key note. Along with our subtle energies, our chakras, our energetic centers. You know, vision is a great tool, so is clairaudience, but we do have other energetic kinesthetic gifts that come online at different times. For example, the root center. If you are not manifesting in the physical, your root center may need some cleansing of that spiraling sphere, might need to be re-choreographed. Along with our channels and our pathways, even our auric fields, there's a lot that can happen for us. Yesterday, I shared like 4 messages from the Fae. Be sure to tune into yesterday's snippet. But today we do have divine connection. We have the divine communication. And 10 days ago, our personal connection to the spirit world. And we have the divine connection in our day-to-day world. This is like the choreography of Pisces. Water is a conduit. It's a powerful conduit. It's an emotional awareness, expressing our emotional wisdom, bringing it to the star of our heart. And water really is the largest element, whether it's on the earth or in the body. Connecting to our inner waters, are they at peace, inner peace? Were you able to come to inner peace and inner calmness? The power of words. You know, I skim words to see or get to the root of the message, the underlying currents, the inside voice of what we think, we feel, or even speak. All of this affects water, inside water, and the water around us. The snow, in my case at the moment. So did you receive any divine messages yesterday in the early hours of the morning? Like I always seem to wake up at the witching hour myself. And those messages, was the element of surprise there? Did they surprise you? Were you excelling? If so, really hold the flow, the soul flow, the feeling of that excelling energy, and reflect on what you are doing. That may be dimming your ability to excel and light up and take it up a notch. It's really a day to be in our universal subconscious. Maybe go to that altar possibly. Placing all the things upon the altar for healing, transmutation, and also gratitude, a blessing of gratitude. Surrendering, allowing, and letting go. Letting it all go. The dust, the cobwebs, all the things. Just unpack the backpack. You may also need to call in a trusted ally to assist, to be of support. I call in the other world for my own support system. That just is what works for me. Voices of the other world, that's kind of how that came in. But journal, writing is also a great way to allow and to get into the flow. Words, you could burn the words, you don't need to hang on to them or reflect on them later, like a year from now. But often we need to clean out the cosmic webbing, allowing and letting go. This literally is right now showing me dust particles. So in order to become more of who we are, or more of something in the physical, and as usual, the energy of full moons, right? So with this full moon becoming more in aligned, becoming faithful through our own uniqueness, our own divine choreography, surrendering to those universal streams of divine love, the absolute pure energy, also known as scalar waves, by the way. So if you have any feelings or emotions emoting energy in motion, ones that are negating or hindering you from surrendering, enabling you from becoming more, they may just be called out of that cosmic closet. Maybe that's why I'm seeing dust as a debris. Feeling our feels, releasing them and returning them to the universe. So you may have a moment of grief, an emotional waterway come up, cleansing. In the Dagara cosmology, tears carry our ancestors to the other side. And I'm thinking not just ancestors, all the beings. So releasing those waterways are really cleansing our entire essence. In unconditional love streams, it really is divine timing to know that we are an aspect of that divine love. You are exactly who you are, perfect in the eye of the divine. It's time that you have ultimate universal faith in that above all of our surroundings. So we do have our deep learning energy, Saturn sauteing around. Literally, it is sauteing like a dish. Now, this isn't the perfect screen, but I'm using it today. Oh, there we go. Saturn sauteing. So Saturn brings us a memo, a deep learning of the waters, the big galactic oceanic waters of Neptune, emotions, psychic awareness, abilities, healing, spirituality, unconditional love. I would say it's the unconditional love of the universe, of the divine, of the great spirit. So if you ever, just saying, dated a Pisces sun or a Pisces moon, they have unconditionally love. They love unconditionally and continually. Even if you're not in the fortress with them, unconditional love. The opposing forces of Saturn, if you aren't getting the memo. So the shadow is what I call the ghost in the darkness. Could be escapism, addiction, the inability to focus. You know, you got one foot in one realm and one in another. All of the shadows of Pisces, a lot of it's going on in our subconscious. You might feel like you're having an emotional mental breakdown. But this is the reshaping of all the things 12th house, our divine connection. It's the cosmic swirl. So you literally may feel like a little bit of a nomadic adventurer, living in a yurt, traveling the world in a van, coming out of the dark ages. So if you've held onto anything from another lifetime, you might want to ask yourself that. Saturn may be doing some revealing, some reveling. So we're kind of being encouraged to see with eyes wide open more of our journey, more of our gift, more of our purpose, and honoring the sacred lucidity. I would journal the sacred silence and be in that silence and that lucidity and just sit and be and tune into what comes in while allowing and surrendering, accepting what is and what is not, and learning what needs to stay, needs and wants, what needs to go through the entirety of this experience. It's like over 3 years. It does a dash back into Aries and then returns back to Pisces. But this is not going to be a quick wash in the park, if you get my grip. So scrubbing and releasing all of the way. I'm continually cleansing my auric fields and my energy egg, by the way. But the key to access all of this is literally heartfelt faith. Like knowing we are divinely connected. And when you feel like you're not, just say that out loud, I am connected. And just hold space for that sensation, that feeling. It's a belief of having inner heartfelt faith, and it becomes reality. So you may come to a moment of this inner faith, a new faith within your essence, within yourself, a new paradigm, a parameter, boundaries. So every time the dime hits the 16th degree into the future water waves, myself I am hypergate aware. This gate is my rising degree, the 16. So I do follow it all of the time. This energy is absolute light, universal streams. It's delicate, intuitive, spiritual. That's where I came up with the word inspiralating, but it's really inspiritualating. So during the day today, feel into what your heart has spiritual fate or faith, not just in your essence, but in your world, your environment, your surroundings. So are you being supported? Are you in the right place? Are you with the right people? Do you even belong there? So the energy is like this guiding light. It's the heart, the chalice, which showed up yesterday, the singer of the chalice. Tune into yesterday's webisode or episode, the daily snippet, March 6th. And just being open, accepting with zero resistance. So when we feel our heart open with zero resistance, the zone of emotional neutrality, accepting a situation as it is, we then will feel our divine spiritual connection, inspiritedness. So being in sacred silence, that sacred lucidity, focus on all of the aspects of your day-to-day reality and the choices that are upon the altar. Is it a buffet? Is it a platter? Is it fine dining? It's those kind of options. So see differently and observe. You may already have an inner knowing of what your heart is able to open up to without any resistance or worry and doubt, concerns, all those things. The lower dimmer lighters, the dimmer, but the flow, inner peace, calm, soothing waters, just knowing everything is all right. The zone of emotional neutrality is the faith that we are looking for, emotional zone of neutrality. So anything that doesn't bring us peace and calmness to those waters within ourselves, feeling less than, maybe they're dimming, negating, all of that should be literally put on the energetic shelf. It's like having it's kind of like the library in the sky, putting it all on the shelf for right now until the waters feel calm, until they feel at peace, inner peace. Does it bring you peace? Our intuition will communicate messages, information, on whatever we really put our intention or attention on. So really paying attention to the signs, the signals, the spiritual acumen, anything that we receive. There really are zero coincidences. Things happen for us all the time. But when we are in alignment, our awareness hones in on the choices we have before us. It literally is like going to the buffet and picking out what options you have before you in our daily life. So really be in observership and then in receivership. Pretty fantastic. So with that, just a few announcements. Ritual with the energy of the worm full moon. It really is a miraculous day to connect to the universe, divine timing. I did start a ritual on Sunday. I'm going to be doing another one today. I can't get below the snow, so I've got to be creative. I did have a vision though. The Virgo full moon meditation is great. Insights for the seasons, the signs. I would actually maybe tune into your moon sign, just an observation, different opportunity there because it is our emotional frequency. And the meditation is really, it's to connect to the divine through our crown, our heart center, the higher heart, our Sira, what we look like on the other side, our higher self, and just healing that reality, healing and having faith in something unseen, unknowingly. So listen again on YouTube. I do have a new podcast episode out, Musing with Tonya D podcast. Csongor Daniel, an engineer, shifts to bioenergy healing. Literally, be sure to tune in. He really did light up the audio, or at least I felt that. Listen on Apple, Spotify, or go to my website, tonyad.tv. And Mongolia. If your heart is feeling called to some magic in the mountains, a retreat. I'm taking a small group to August this season of 2023, traveling with shamans, the shamanic indigenous medicine people of Mongolia. So if you are interested in an adventure, it is not really a luxury getaway. Be sure to jump in. The space is limited. Also, on Sundays, I started recently doing a secret mystery guest, a 4 pillars chart. So if you would like to be a mystery guest on my live show, it's in the Rising of the Origins, a private group on Facebook. Please comment below. But for today, what do I got on the elemental highway? I thought you would never ask because we're there, right? On the elemental highway, what do we got here? I did bring in the hour today, the hour of the full moon. at least in my area of the world. But our day is a solid tree. It's a young wood tree, a Jia Zi tree, Yaya, a rat is surrounded by competitors. The yin wood is competition for our day. We've got a lot of competition. So it's like other people's opinions. They're trying to weaken our structure, overcoming. It's our forward thinking, innovative energy, determined about initiating and leading us progressively forward, future forward. And the rat below is a resource, water, nourishing our day. Just remember, yang wood needs all of the elements to really thrive, all of them. It's the only energy that needs the sun to grow, the earth to ground, getting sustenance, mineral for pruning, and friends. So our day has resources, a mentor, a guide, a teacher, and the rat. Water is also emotions, so it could also be fear, but it's also that inner peace, reconciliation, calming the waters. It's also forgiveness and surrendering. And yin wood, all that rabbit energy is producing. Look at that, 3 freaking rabbits. Come on. Producing. There's a lot of production coming in. Channeling, I don't know. Journaling, writing would be seriously an amazing idea. But we do have water, intuition, discerning between who is in competition with you, who is in alignment with you, who's a friend, who's a foe. Yin fire on the hour, that's also not enough output to burn all that wood. So I would actually say do a fire ritual to burn away, releasing all those karmic energies, literally from the dark ages, the return to spirit, if you would. I would also say bring in metal, possibly, which are rabbit. For a rabbit, this is like overwhelming growth in a way. A lot of rabbits plus yin wood. It is very rooted energy. And the more we trim yin wood, the more it grows. Earth. So we do need the fire to create ash, which creates earth, which then also creates or houses minerals and metals to feed options. But spirit, I would be calling in spirit, the divine with the moon and all the things, divine timing. So if you're in need of these elements in your chart, they will produce for you. It appears for me, myself, if I was to compare this energy of today with my own personal 4 pillars, I'm going to have a lot of competition out there on a day like today, a competition for spirit, which is hilarious, quite frankly. I do have a ton of fire in my 4 pillars chart, like literally a ton of fire, the year, the whole month, and the hour. So discerning is really an action to take. Metal, discerning. Calling in a spiritual guidance, a guardian, a gatekeeper, an angelic being. Just tuning into where we have grown spiritually trusting an inner knowing of what we ultimately have faith in. All of those rabbits growing into something. You may also come to a moment of a spiritual tune-in, spiritual vitals. What is overgrown spiritually and what is capsizing? So you may see a shift, a transformation in your daily life, and just recognizing relationship changes and transformations, an area of our life that needs more compassion, more mercy, more forgiveness, an excelling stream of grace, being kind, all that wood, of all the things to be kind and be kinder, kindness. Just be it and let it gravitate out into the world. So if you are able to see how far you have grown spiritually, it brings me back to being in spiritually elated since last year, a year ago, like really seeing that. Are you in faith alignment? Do you believe in a better future? We do have options. Just holding the line of heartfelt faith. Maybe what is calling for your attention? You might see that. But I would keep your affirmation simple. I would just say that I am in heartfelt faith alignment, or I am divinely connected, or I am connected to Source, Great Spirit. Just knowing that we are all connected to Source. So happy streaming. Commit to a sacred space of spiritual discerning. After you create that divine connection to Source, allow a gatekeeper, a guardian, to show you what's no longer serving you, releasing that, or being in soul service to yourself. So with that, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you on the other side. Blessings, Ashe. as I get my mouse to help me out here. Maybe not. Okay, fine. Blessings.
Like, what's
Well,
your philosophy on that?
very easily. I mean, my whole goal, as I said, my purpose is to teach so many people to do it. And I've done seminars, lectures, it wasn't enough. I published 3 books on the subject. One is a children's book from several years ago. My oldest daughter was 2 years old when I was working on grandpa's knees. Well, one knee. He had painful knees. And she walked up to us and started mimicking my moves. And it was all funny and cute, a little 2-year-old doing it. And then grandpa went, wait a second, I can feel her. I can feel it, just like the other side. And she mimicked the same moves. We pulled off the pain. There are specific moves, literally just, minutes and it's done.